Welcome to another Doctors Express Medical Minute.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Allen. I'm a PA as well as one of the Director of Clinical Services at Doctors Express in Connecticut. And today we're going to follow up with our last Medical Minute talking about injury in the summertime. So we talked last time about sprains versus fractures, but today we're going to talk about injuries to the skin. First and foremost, if you're watching this and you're holding a body part in your other hand, please go to the emergency room. This is not your video. However, if this is a skin injury of any other kind of more mild form, even if you are bleeding, this might be for you. The first question most people ask us right off the bat with a phone call, do I need stitches? Difficult to assess. The easy answer is always, it depends, but we can give you a couple tips and pointers today in today's video to talk about what you can do to help yourself out as well as where you need to go and when you need to go. First and foremost, okay, you just cut yourself, so now what do? Trying to keep it clean is the most important thing, so soap and water is always the easiest. People love hydrogen peroxide. We recommend it only first time, day of the injury. Please do not keep using hydrogen peroxide. It burns your own skin cells as well as the bad guys. Not very good if you keep using it. Bacitracin is very helpful. That's an antibacterial ointment, also called Neosporin. Although honestly, Vaseline has just as much protective benefit as do those. Big study showing that it's really the barrier that it creates is more important than the antibacterial. Little fun tip there. Anyway, keeping it clean and dry, that's the key. But say you're bleeding a lot, so we want to put a lot of pressure on the area where it's bleeding, and you want to reassess every couple of minutes. Lots of pressure, it stops bleeding, maybe we're good, keeps bleeding, definitely need to be seen for that. But depending on the size, it's usually dependent on how we treat it. So it's big, it's deep, it's wide. We're probably going to do something like sutures or stitches for it. We also have other options, something called Dermabond or another kind of adhesive skin glues. It's like super glue but made medically safe and for your skin. Kids usually tolerate it a lot better than getting stitches. It depends on where your injury is and how deep, and again, and how big it is, whether or not we're going to use it or not. We also use things like butterfly tape, also called steri strips, or other kinds of wound bandaging devices that we have that can be helpful if we don't need to actually bring the skin together mechanically speaking. Stitches are something that are easily put in. We usually numb you up and we deliver the stitches. Most people think that they dissolve. It's very rare we use the dissolving kind. Usually you got to come back and get them removed. It also helps to make sure we don't get infection, which is another important part we have to worry about with skin breakage, because the skin is the protective barrier for the body for infection. So in general, keep a close eye on it, keep it clean, keep it dry. If you think it needs to be sutured, come on in. We'll be happy to see you. We'd rather see you and tell you it doesn't need it rather than you be at home and not know. Also, if the injury is too old, sometimes we can't suture it if you've waited too long, so it is better if you come in right when it happens. We just give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down and then we go from there. Feel free to stop in at Doctors Express with any other future questions, concerns. Give us a call. Have a great summer. Stay safe.
This has been a Doctors Express Medical Minute. Doctors Express Urgent Care has locations throughout New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. For locations near you, visit doctorsexpress.com.